On Tuesday evening, a jury rendered a verdict of guilt for Sapora Walton in the case of first-degree murder and aggravated child neglect involving the tragic death of her 19-month-old daughter, Samaya Crater. During the trial, Walton's defense attorney, Chris Bird, argued that the 23-year-old should not be held guilty of first-degree murder due to a lack of knowing intent to harm her daughter. Bird emphasized the alleged terror Walton experienced at the hands of the child's father, asserting that she was unable to take action against the abuse that ultimately led to Samaya's death. Contrastingly, Abby Wallace from the 1st Judicial District Attorney's Office urged jurors to consider evidence suggesting Walton's indifference towards her daughter's well-being. Samaya, who weighed only 12 pounds at the time of her death, exhibited over 40 injuries on her body as revealed by a medical examiner during the trial. In the closing arguments, Wallace emphasized Walton's apparent lack of care when family members pressured her and her boyfriend to seek medical attention for Samaya. The prosecutor argued that the focus should be on what Walton prioritized, claiming it was not about her children, particularly not about the baby who tragically lost her life. The charges against Walton include first-degree murder and aggravated child neglect. Bird proposed that the jury consider the lesser offense of facilitation of first-degree murder, resulting in a Class B felony conviction with a sentence ranging from 8 to 30 years. However, aggravated child neglect is also a Class A felony, carrying a potential sentence of up to 25 years. The jury will reconvene for Walton's sentencing hearing on Wednesday morning, where they will decide between life without parole or life with the possibility of parole. In an attempt to depict Walton as a victim of both childhood trauma and adult abuse, Bird presented 2 days of defense testimony, including accounts from Walton herself. The defense aimed to highlight Walton's fear and perceived lack of options in dealing with the abusive environment she was allegedly subjected to. Testimony from Walton's former co-worker and partner, Kaylee Harris, suggested that Walton suffered physical and verbal abuse from Samaya's father. Clinical forensic psychologist Thomas Schacht provided insight into the impacts of childhood trauma and domestic violence on an individual.